Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's part 33 today, and this is going to be a big one for us. It's probably going to start shaping whether we've made the right decision or not. We face Celtic at home in the Scottish Premiership, and then 4 days later, we've got transfer deadline day. We've had a crazy first 2 games in charge off camera, which of course we'll talk about in a minute. We've got a couple of injury doubts, and we've also got a bit of news in the transfer window already. But the club financially not in a great state. Europe just round the corner. We were supposed to be showing a Dundee reunion today as well, but unfortunately that's been rearranged to much later on. So there's still a lot to look forward to, and if you are looking forward to it, please do put a thumbs up on the video. For the first time, you're going to see action on the pitch with Hibernian. Of course, last time out we met all the squad, met all the staff, got involved and picked a tactic as well, so you can let me know if you agree with that. And we've got a few staff members to introduce as well, including a new director of football. So if you want to stay up to date with this series, particularly with a big end to the season at our new club, please do subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. There's daily content from 2 long-term stories, 2 live streams a week which are also Scottish based, and of course there's loads of content in the eye above from the podcast channel too. But let's go and have a look first and foremost at the staff screen, because there is big news on this one. If we go to all staff, we've got a director of football, Anik McShane, on $1,500 a week, a 3-year deal, same as us, and he's not bad. Now, attribute-wise, he's very good. Judging ability, 15, judging potential, 12, negotiating, 11. Good discipline, good motivation, all sounds great. However, unambitious personality, and that's something that can often hold us back. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. I don't know if it will have a big effect. Early on, the signs look promising, so I'm not going to worry too much. But it's something we will have to keep an eye on, because it could all go wrong. It could go up in flames. And again, a bit like Dundee, it's something that we've not really understood why, but we've got another second assistant manager. We had it at Dundee, it confused us. And our director of football has now brought in Gordon Young to work alongside Keith Lasley. He's a decent coach. He's fairly professional. He's good at what he does. He's got a wealth of experience. He's been at Latvia there by the looks of it. Falkirk, teams across the border as well. He's got Latvian knowledge. But with Keith Lasley already there and a very good assistant, why do the Scottish clubs want to have 2 assistant managers every time? I just don't know. Does someone know? Let me know in the comments. But back to the playing side, because that's all you want to see on that front. You need to know that we're getting good people in and that things are looking good. But otherwise, that's elementary for now. The director of football's the key man. The rest of it we can live with. And that includes 2 very good early games for us and a little bit of work in the transfer market already. So let's go and show you what's being done. A few players have gone out, particularly the ones with the work permit issues. And we've got a couple of pre-agreed deals for the summer as well. So the first player that our director of football made an offer for was Connor Ronan. Now we said we weren't great in the number 10 position. We've got one good player who's on big money. We've got a couple of others that can move up there, the likes of Bogus, the Pole. But Connor Ronan at 25, an Irish international from Norwich, he's playing backup football in the Championship, but he's a good player. He's got great passing ability, good technique to be honest. He's a very good player technically. He's not so bad, he's got a little bit of pace in terms of the physicality, and he's strong mentally, he's fairly determined, he's good on the ball. I feel like he could be our first choice next year and a really big signing. There's another one, young 18-year-old Fergus Morris, who looks a pretty good young centre midfielder, under 19 international for Ireland. We'll see what happens with him. Going out, there's a £1 million offer for Liam Palmer. We talked about in the last episode, he's on big money and we don't know why. If I remember rightly though, about half of his wages would still be paid for us under that deal. So it's not all as good as it looks. The young Icelandic keeper, he must have gone now because he's rejected the others. So let's look at the history. A couple of players in, and yeah, a few players out. So ex-Taberia left the club, he went out on loan. Torre had gone just before we joined, I think. Gunnarsson was the last one, he's gone to Lask over in Austria. And young David Scott has gone to Dundee United, rising to 40 grand. He wasn't going to make it, so that's fair enough. 2 ins though, one of them's a backup striker which we needed, Rolando Dalla Via. He is $2,500 a week contribution on loan from West Brom. Excellent finisher. Do you know who his stats remind me of? Going back a few years here. Arturo Lupoli at Arsenal. A brilliant finisher, great touch, good technique, but no physicality and not the greatest mental stats. 3-star ability, 5-star potential. First choice backup for us now. It's just such a shame. If he was quick or he had good composure, he'd be world class. He's just a little bit short of that at the moment. Still only 19 though, so there might be room for that to come. And then secondly was Callum Sullivan from Birmingham, £67,000. Doesn't look great. He's a young player, he's got a bit of potential, but not at the moment. So he's going to stay in the reserves for now on £1,000 a week. It's not a big contribution, but certainly I think the money could have been spent better elsewhere. I'm sure you'll probably agree with that. If we look at the results though, we've had two very bizarre games in charge. The first one was a pretty underwhelming 2-0 win at Albion Rovers. We rotated quite heavily. Jason Cummings got the first, and then Saba got the goal in stoppage time to make it comfortable. And then last time out against St Johnstone, it was a mad game. We went 2-0 down in 15 minutes. We went 3-2 up by half time. We then went back to 3-3 before making it 5-3 late on. A brace for Nisbet and Cummins, the strikers, and one for Saba again. And despite a lot of defensive fragilities, the narrow diamond produced big attacking performances. The long throw caused a bit of chaos. And there's plenty of work to be done. So I think as the lads get used to it, it could work. But there's a little bit to be done on that front yet. So let's go and get into this game against Celtic. It's a big one for us today. And then we've got transfer deadline day. And that's where it can all happen. Doesn't look like there's a lot happening in the first team at the minute, so we might just have to be patient till the end of the year. But for now, it's all about Celtic, so let's go and get into it. Wes Burns will replace the injured Jordan Jones on the bench, and our backup holding midfielder will be replaced by McGuinness, because he's the only one fit. I don't really want him to leave. He was on the transfer list when we joined, but he's a solid enough player. He'll do a job in the squad. So the starting 11 as a result of all of that, it's just whether I bring in Saba for Bogus as the number 10. Saba's been in a better form, but this guy's far better defensively. He's a more rounded midfielder. And I feel against Celtic, that's what we might need. John Souttar's one I'm worried about. He keeps giving away penalties, one in each game so far. That's for another time though, because we've got Lackey in goal today, Souttar and Doig the fullbacks with Porteous and Dunn in the middle. No sign of an Arsenal offer yet for Doig, so we'll keep an eye on that, but hopefully he's going to be staying with us. Vaux's in the holding role due to the other injury and the fact he's got that long throw. Stevie Mallon alongside Farrell in the middle and Bogus behind Nisbet and Cummins up front. Two very good strikers who we're going to need a lot of goals out of. We've got to defend better than we did against Dunfermline. We've probably got to get a couple of goals as well. We've seen the quality of that Celtic side. They've caused our Dundee team problems earlier in the year. But our best ever day in this series has come against them. So let's hope we can have another. Scott Bain in goal, we'll have a go at him and we'll get the outstretched arms. Let's pick up where we left off and let's try and get 3 points on the board. I'm going to drop to balanced as we start the first half and we'll just try and ease our way into the game. It's Hibernian v Celtic at Easter Road and it should be a cracker. Well, we're back with 30 seconds on the clock and it's Celtic looking menacing coming forward. Svensson's the man who's got it on the right wing. And again, that lack of width is really looking a problem already. Souttar heads away, but there's no backup for it. It's out to Hickey on the left, the wonder kid. Into the box, delivers front post. Porteous gets it away. Dunn gets a block in, and now we can counter. Nisbet back to Souttar, and we just took too long, but not a good start at all. The touchline tablet's on the move again. The two wide men of Celtic are having fun, and we need to get on top quick as Dunn gets the ball in the middle. Lackey finds Porteous, the centre half. Time on the ball, chips it into Bogus and now Mallon. Vaux's back to Dunn. Of course, we know Stevie Mallon quite well from the Dundee United save, but that long ball through is horrendously overhit. And Bain will deal with that comfortably. I've no idea why we needed to see that. The long goal kick might create something though, as Santos finds Dembele. Skins the fullback, it's a brilliant goal. I've no idea what the keeper was doing. He was walking over towards his far post. The shot came in, he suddenly went, oh no, the ball's over there. But it's a little bit late for that. And Vaux's will kick off again, but what a way to concede. We did say before, sort of the same as when we joined Dundee, the goalkeeper area is probably the weakest on the pitch. And an narrow diamond might not be something that works long term, but it certainly suits this team the best. As Doig plays a 1-2 with Cummins, back to Farrell, into Nisbet. We're back on level terms within a minute. It is absolutely stunning football through the middle. And when it goes right moving forward, it is absolutely brilliant to watch. Hibernian 1, Celtic 1. Looks like we're going to have a high-scoring game again. Well, a quieter spell as we're back with nearly half an hour on the clock and we're giving it away from a throw-in, are we? Doig plays a 1-2 with Farrell deep inside his own half. Finds Will Vaux in the holding role. Into Boggers in midfield. Played quite well so far. Gets it wide to Doig, who's overlapping again. and there's two strikers up with him. Finds Farrell to Jason Cummins. Into Nisbet. Plays a 1-2. Through ball. Cummins is in. And he's put it past Bain, who got a hand to it. He'll probably be disappointed he didn't save that in truth. But we don't care. It's a superb Hibs goal. Again, we've carved through the middle of a team. And this time it's a very good one. It's Hibernian 2. Celtic 1. 10 minutes to half time. Can we hold on? It might be hard now as it's a Celtic corner. Christie takes it. Jimmy Dunn heads away as far as Rodriguez. Out to Araujo and back to Rodriguez again. Time on the ball 30 yards out. Surges down the left wing unopposed. And we are giving up that width every time as Lackey clears it. He gets there, he holds it, and he'll get the ball away. That's exactly the goalkeeping we wanted. And his quick distribution as well, though Araujo wins the header. Finds Dembele. Back to Svensson and Lucas Torreira. It's good football from Celtic. It's not been too penetrating yet, and Farrell tries to nick it again. Svensson recycles it though to Dembele. Switch of play to Rodriguez. He's got a through ball to Santos, and that should have been 2-2. Lackey down to his left. Good save to hold it. And at half time, I think we're going to have the lead, are we? Or have I spoken too soon? 44 on the clock. Celtic go long with a goal kick. Doig brings it down to Porteous, all the way back to his keeper. Time on the ball, finds Porteous again. Just don't want to get caught back there, and it's exactly what we've done. Rodriguez puts Pedraza in, into the left side of the box. Beats his man, hits the post, and Doig gets it away on the rebound. Sutar absolutely skinned then, but it doesn't matter. At half time, we lead 2-1. I'd argue Celtic have been the better side just about, but we'll take this. So we'll ask them to give the fans something to cheer. We'll go and get into the second half. It's going to be a very hard job to hold on for another 40 minutes, as Sutar's picked up an injury. So we'll play this highlight and then we'll change it. As Doig plays a 1-2 with Vaux. And now Porteous to Dunn. Out wide to the injured Sutar. Don't know what the knock is, but he goes down the line to Nisbet. And he gets it inside, gives it away. How many times has the pass gone astray? It really isn't good enough. And Ryan Christie might make us pay for it. Into the penalty area unopposed. Every time it looks like they've won the ball, it's given us a penalty. We've conceded one in every single game so far. Jimmy Dunn brings him down. And it's going to be Araujo to step up against the keeper. Sends him the wrong way. And it's 2-2. Celtic back on terms. And there's a long way to go in this. We're going to bring on Mark Flynn. He's about the only one who can play right back. He's not natural at it, but he'll do a job. 51 on the clock. 2-2 now at Easter Road. We are back with 25 on the clock as Porteous gives it away for the umpteenth time. We're not keeping the ball well enough. We're trying to play short according to the instructions. But the lads haven't got it yet. They're still hoofing it. They're still panicking a bit too often. And we had this at first with Bangor as well. As Dembele's got in, he's been given offside. That looked very harsh. I've got to say I thought he was on. But we'll take it. Still 2-2. We'll think about more changes in a minute though. Mallon's a player I'd like to leave on ideally. But in the middle, I've got Saba, who's a good replacement. I'm going to take Mallon off. I'm going to drop Boggarts into centre midfield. He's a natural box-to-box midfielder anyway. And Saba will be the number 10. He's done well when he's come off the bench on previous occasions. So maybe the same will happen today. Who knows? A few tired legs in this Hibs team though. And we tend to go, I'm a bit concerned. We'll replace Jason Cummins. He's going to come off for Dallavia. I'm just seeing which one's the best poacher really. I presume it would be Nisbet. He's certainly got the more agile attributes in terms of physicality. Not by a huge amount, mind you. But I'm going to switch them round just for now. In fact, no. The star rating suggests the opposite. So let's just leave it. We could have gone with two poachers. We've got 6 minutes added on. What on earth are they doing with that? It's a long throw for Will Vaux though. Can it come to the rescue? Porteous is up. And Scott Bain just about beats him to it. Oh, the long throw could have had its special moment. We had our fair share with Wigan back in the beta series. And Will Vaux wants to change it. But where's the defence gone? The long goal kick finds Kaminski. He's put it in. Where was the defence? Bain was holding on to it for a long, long time. And the defence just vanished. There's a lot to be learned from that. That is a terrible, terrible goal to concede. And we managed to clutch defeat here. A 3-2 deficit. Celtic nicked the result. And it's all come from that long throw. So something to be learnt for sure. I don't know where half of our players were attacking it either. But otherwise, a pretty good performance. A promising sign moving forward. But definitely some work to be done off the pitch. In terms of defending late on. In terms of discipline. Because that's just not good enough. You cannot concede last minute goals like that. A point lost and we drop a bit further in that race for the top 3. But we'll take the performance. It's certainly another positive step now to our director of football on deadline day. Transfer deadline day then. No news in the build-up, just a few youngsters that offers are getting rejected for. Some scout reports we can't do anything with, but hopefully our director of football can. And I don't think there's anything new on the cards whatsoever. There's one player going out actually. Phil Scott has agreed to join Hamilton at the end of his contract. Doesn't look a great player, so that's fine. There's the couple that have been rejected. Liam Palmer's still on the contract for his way out to Crewe. And the ins haven't changed at all. So we'll update you through the day. But it looks like it could be a quiet one. First news of the day, and it's not good news. Liam Palmer has rejected Crewe. So it looks like we're stuck with an ageing, slowing down 32-year-old on massive money. It is what it is. 14 and 3/4 hours to go. Is there any good news incoming? Right, there's an offer made here. And I'm not quite sure what's happened because it looks like we've got to make the contract offer. 1-star ability, 3.5 potential. He's fine. The director of football wants him. He's not going to be great immediately. I'm just going to say, yeah, great. We'll tie up the loose ends. But what's this? It's telling us that we've got to offer the contract. I mean, I can hand it over, which I will. But why is that coming up? Because look, I've got no transfer and contract responsibilities there. None whatsoever. They're all director of football. First team players. Reserves for the future. Under 19s for the future. I don't understand. Why am I being asked to make that? I've handed it over, but I don't quite understand. Let's see if he agrees to join. Well, he has, and there's another offer as well. So a loan deal for Middlesbrough right winger Ethan Leake. Now, it's a midfielder and it's a loan player in, so surely it's going to be a first team one. It is, but I hope he's not a right midfielder. I hope he's more a striker and number 10. 2.5-star ability, 5-star potential. Oh no, he's a striker who can't finish. I hate them. His finishing rating's 5. It's his worst technical attribute bar tackling. I don't know why so many of these kids choose to be strikers. He's a right midfielder. He's not going to be able to play there. He's okay as a number 10. He's good on the ball. He's decent in the air. Good technique, good pace, good power, good stamina. So he'll be alright, but he's not going to feature that much. They've put him as a squad player, so there's no pressure. Cody Collins has joined, £600 a week. Only 3-star potential now, so it looks like he's resigned to the reserves as well. An injury to 26-year-old keeper Jack Stevens. I didn't even know he was at the club. 1-star ability, why is he there? He's on quite big money as well. He's on the transfer list anyway, so he won't be playing anytime soon, and probably not even when he's back. Leake is joining us on loan. 2.5-star ability is alright. He'll be involved in the squad. He's a youngster, and we'll give him football where we can. But otherwise, 9.5 hours to do something special. Well, this seems to be another feature of Scotland's top tier. Not a huge amount of upfront deals, but a lot of pre-agreed deals in January for the summer. So we've got another midfielder, which our diamond does need bulking. And it's Jack Evans, 3-star ability, 3.5 potential. He's a Swansea player on loan at Sunderland, playing in League 2 at the minute. But he's a solid enough pro. He'll be a good backup in the holding role and in centre midfield. And he's an under-21 international for Wales in the past. He's a good player. He's played for Aberdeen. He's played for Swansea. He's played for Paphos. He's got a very interesting history, actually. So one that could be good if he joins us. And so far, things are looking quite good in the transfer window. Nothing spectacular, but a lot of good, quiet business and a lot of sensible decisions being made. I'm quite impressed. Well, there we go. Deal done. No expected playing time, apparently. But he's going to be joining at the end of the season. He's a good player on a 2-year deal for not much money. And squad players are as important. If you can get players on that sort of wage who are happy to play every now and then, who are happy to be involved in the squad and are good figures in the training ground, he's a fairly professional personality, they're just as important as the big fancy signings as well. But I'm cautiously optimistic about what he's doing. We've got a couple of hours to go. I don't realistically think there'll be any more, but I could be proven wrong. Ethan Leake has joined. We're going to do a little press conference about him. We're delighted he's been sent here, but with 3.5 hours left, I don't think there's any more action. And there is the roundup. I've got to go and have a look at Dundee as well, because there was plenty of news on that front. If we go to the squad registration, I just need to check that the under-21 lad we brought in is qualified as such, and he is, Ethan Leake. Otherwise, there's no real changes for now. So I think we can leave it as it is. Let's go and see what Dundee did, because there's plenty of news there. If we go to the transfer history, they've agreed a deal for George Williams to join in the summer. Solid right back. They've agreed for Hakeeb Adelakan to join in the summer. Solid right winger. And young Harry Barkley, I think we knew about already, didn't we? But let's have a look if they brought anyone else in permanently. I'm not sure if they did. Lewis Cameron a youngster, nobody else aside from that. Cammy Kerr left, a club legend. So that gives me hope because they're directly below us in the league. They're 10 points behind. And with the squad they've got and the way they've invested, I don't think they're catching us. So for us, it's about looking up. Can we nab third off Dundee United? They are 4 points above us. And of course, there's so many points yet to play for. Let's go and have a look at the schedule then to see when we'll next be back. As the dynamics look good, everything else is fairly solid. We've just got to get this tactic working. That's all we've got left to do. But of course, for us, it's a very big February as well. We came in at Dundee just before this point last year. We won the Scottish Cup. We got them into Europe. And we've got those sorts of opportunities here again. We're home to Partick Thistle of the Championship in the 5th round of the Scottish Cup. We've got a few slightly more winnable league games on paper. Dunfermline away, Motherwell away, Livingston at home, and then a big one away at Aberdeen as well. And then Young Boys of Switzerland in the first knockout round of the Europa Conference before the 2 games we're going to be back for to finish off February. Rangers at home, then the second leg of the Europa Conference knockout game. Where are we going to be in the league? Can we get through in Europe? And can we push for Dundee United in third? It's going to be a very interesting end to the season. And I hope that little bit of transfer work we've done will be able to help us. And our director of football can continue to improve this squad as we head towards the summer transfer window. So that's all to look forward to. But if you did enjoy this one, that very close game against Celtic, and a fairly interesting transfer deadline day, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Of course, we're not going to benefit from some of that work immediately, but let me know in the comments what you think of those future signings, as well as the odd ones that have been brought in already, of course. And if you haven't already, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You'll get alerts as daily videos release on the channel, as well as 2 live streams every single week. There's a link to all the playlists so far in the eye above, as well as the football podcast channel too. A massive thank you for your support with everything. We're continuing to grow really quickly, and I can't thank you enough for your incredible feedback and for continuing to watch all the content. It really is appreciated. But a massive thank you for watching, for joining along for this big one. I hope you feel we've made the right decision, and I hope you're enjoying Hibernian so far. I'll see you next time for 2 more massive games, as we see if we can edge towards a trophy in our first half of season at Hibernian. I'll see you there.